Okay, number 5. First, we begin by graphing the standard square root function, f of x equals the square root of x. I'll use red for that. Then use transformations of this graph to graph this new function, g of x, negative square root of x plus 2 minus 1. So if I'm graphing the square root of x first, I'll just substitute some values in. If x is 0, the square root of 0 is 0. So 0, 0 is 1 point. If x is 1, the square root of 1 is 1, so 1, 1 is another point. I'll use x values that are perfect squares. So if x is 4, y is 2, square root of 4 is 2. If x is 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If x is 9, square root of 9 is 3. So I'll attempt to draw this so that it looks like it should. There's the square root of x. There's f of x. So now we're shifting this function. We're moving this function to get this new function here, this g of x function. So let's write something. First of all, this negative in front here means that my new function is going to be reflected over the x-axis, so it's going to have this orientation, right? It's going to open. It's going to have this orientation, right? Horizontal shift, vertical shift. So I think the best way to think about, or one of the best ways to think about this is think about this point 0, 0. Let's see what that point becomes. 0, 0 in the f of x function, what that becomes on g of x. So this this positive 2, this x plus 2, this is going to move my function. This tells me left or right. Positive 2 moves to the left 2 units. So this 0 is going to go to negative 2. This number outside here, outside the grouping, tells me up or down. Negative 1 means I'm moving down 1 unit. So this point 0, 0 is moving to negative 2, negative 1. And again, this square root function is flipped, so it's going to open this way, have this kind of orientation, right? So we kind of like that, right? Yep. Like that there. So it's going to have this feel. But I think once you identify where the point 0, 0 becomes and the orientation, should be pretty straightforward to choose the appropriate one. There you go. So you can kind of think about it in this way. Square root of x minus h plus k. So that point 0, 0 is going to become h comma k. So always use the opposite sign of the number that's grouped there, or shift in the opposite direction as you would think you would want to shift. So positive x values, we would normally shift to the right, but in this case, when we're doing transformations, that number that's grouped with x is going to move to the left if it's positive. If this was x minus 2, be moving to the right.